Alright, so it may be a little obvious to you that I've been a bit inactive on this YouTube channel recently, so let's talk about it. Now, this will be all done in a single take, so if I make blunders, stammer over my words, or say something weird, then that's on me. It's all done in a single take, so if you're gonna hear me ramble on, actually no, I won't. I'm gonna make it as snappy as I can. Okay, so in terms of my YouTube, yeah, stuff hasn't been happening too much. Well, I did release the mini documentary for the Flying Scotsman's 100th birthday, but that's basically it, as far as I'm concerned. I do have major stuff planned for this year, but as you may know, I usually fall short on my promises and ambitions. Case in point, MCAR Episode 3 and Haunted Henry Redux Part 3. Well, Haunted Henry Redux as a whole. It's not, just bear with me. None of the stuff I'm gonna mention right now is cancelled. Rather, it's just kind of on a sort of a strange limbo status, if you can say that. Yes, MCAR's Bit 3 has been on limbo for 2 years, and that is physically eating away at me. But there is a catch. My YouTube channel is literally gonna be 3 years old in April, just like a day away. A day and a month away. My channel's gonna be 3 years old. And presently, I'm not much to show for it. And I kind of want to change that, actually. If I am ever able to commit to these plans and ambitions that I make for this channel already, which seems to have fallen out of the public eye as of recently, despite almost getting 1K subscribers, which honestly I can't believe I went this far, despite not making that well-made of content in hindsight. Some videos got way too much views for what they're actually worth in hindsight, and some stuff I'm just not really proud of anymore, and I do think negative reaction to it was justified to an extent. But I'm actually considering remastering all the old stuff that people loved so much, particularly the MCAR episodes 1 and 2, which can now be possible via Trains a New Era. Granted, there are some characters that I may or may not replace because I don't have their models. Yeah, I can easily get them from some from Kano Trains, but like I'm actually able to fork in some money for that kind of stuff. So, with that being said, my plans and ambitions are planned and ambitious. I'm barely able to deliver them halfway through. But in terms of the dues I'm able to pay, I always get stuck at the third episode or the third part. I've only recently been able to finish Coastal Paradise 3, and even then, that took the entire year to finish. Think to put this into perspective, a simple episode took 1 year of waiting around to get an actual script written and finished, and another full year to get done. Well, granted, life isn't exactly as simple as it would be in a 2020 pandemic scenario. If this was a 2020 pandemic scenario, and I had this completely without the idea of perfection in mind, then the episode would have been finished in like 72 hours. However, now that I have a better eye for quality, sometimes it's a little concerning and actually destroys production speed to an extent. That episode, which shouldn't have taken as long as it did, was finished. And that's the first due I technically paid. Haunted Henry Redux 3, Part 3 on the other hand, I'm still thinking of doing it. I've got most of the footage done. It's like quote unquote done. It's there, I just haven't put it together yet, and I just need to compile just voice lines from myself and my brother Silver Turtle Viz, who provides the narration. Now, it's very odd to upload what was supposed to be a Halloween flick in March, April, whenever I end up finishing Haunted Henry Redux at this point, it's going to be a bit of an interesting belated Halloween special. I mean, the first two parts are related on Halloween, but this thing's supposed to be like a 5 to 6 parter, so that's a bit of a bad record. But then again, all the famous Ghost Train or Thomas the Tank Engine adaptations of ghost stories weren't or episodes weren't exactly always released on Halloween or something like that. Some people just do it on a chronic daily basis for some reason. Anyway, MCAR 3, yes, I've been teasing that for years on end, yet never actually doing anything. But there's actually going to be a catch to it this time. For if I'm actually going to make this consistent, then I have to remaster the old episodes so that I actually feel like it's worth remastering, worth redoing, and not so it feels like a prior obligation. However, there could be something in the future. I'm always looking ahead for the past when it comes to content. However, there's something I have for the future, maybe two things, and that's as far as I'm going to go, because in the end, at some point, this stuff that's going on in my personal life, which I won't disclose for the sake of the fact that it's not too important to the average 8-year-old person who views this. Once that becomes normal, and once my life actually gets back into normal, my personal life, then I may not have as much time to do this kind of stuff, because especially considering that, I'm turning 17 in August, and I started this channel when I was 13 and a half, and it's kind of evident that the way I made stuff back then is just in a pandemic environment. A pandemic environment which many have all the time in the world, and nowadays you really don't. And needless to say, having a burnout on the internet is not fun. I had that last year, which was really mentally tolling, and didn't accomplish much out of it anyway, so it was a loss for me. But this does not specifically concern the community that my channel represents. Furthermore, I'm not going to say what else happened there because it's no longer important. So, yeah, I have been very absent for a few days, weeks on end. And yeah, it's been a long while. It's been a hot minute. So this may be very long and I might put into parts or something, but yeah, you kind of get the idea of where I'm actually going with this. So yeah, my channel's not dead. I hope it won't be dead because I still got plenty to show. If people actually care to tune in nowadays, because yeah, then again, the only stuff I can actually offer is my old stuff, and I kind of want to change that a bit. So yeah, that being said, this may be part one of a several long talk series. Hold on, yeah, it may be very long, so I'm just going to stop this recording right here and see if I can make another part out of this. Alright, finished recording, turns out it clocks in at least 8 minutes, so this may be a two-parter thing that you may have to follow up on. It may be released within a short span of time because these are relatively easy to do and they don't really require much editing, and it's just me speaking from the heart, so it's not necessarily something they had to wait 2 years for, like all my other works, sadly. Well, that being said, yeah, we'll talk, okay? My channel's not dead, just hang in there. I still got stuff to show, despite the fact that one day I may not be able to do this kind of stuff anymore. You never know. Just life changes. That's as much as I can say. More will be explained in the second part of this thingamabob.